Welcome to Daytime Ottawa here on Rogers TV. My goodness, I shouldn't be talking with my hands. I just got in trouble with one of our volunteers because I talk with my hands too much and I get into other people's camera views, and I don't want to do that. Because my next guest has her own show here on Rogers TV. You will recognize her. Paula Roy joining us from Paula Roy's Favorite Foods. Welcome. Great to have you here.
Great to be here.
I love having you in the change of season because you always bring great ideas because we think of the same things, right? When it comes to changes, and there's nothing wrong with that, right? It's all pumpkin spice and pumpkin this and pumpkin that, and you like to throw in, it's also apple spice season.
Well,
why are we forgetting that?
When did cinnamon, nutmeg, and ginger become the sole proprietorship of pumpkins? I don't know.
Well, let's talk Thanksgiving. First of all, how do you celebrate Thanksgiving at home?
Really classic, traditional. My kids would just string me up if I did anything different. So it's the turkey, the potatoes, gravy, stuffing, but I make almost everything ahead of time. So most of the meal is in the freezer. I cook the turkey a day or two ahead, carve it, make the gravy, everything, and then the day of, same thing on Christmas, is just for fun and games and real quick to get the meal on the table.
I love it. Well, what are we talking about today? What are you bringing for? Oh, pumpkins, okay.
But
there you go.
Bit of a spin. So I've got a soup for you to try, pumpkin soup, and then I've got pumpkin biscuits instead of pumpkin pie, kind of a fun breakfast option, and then you're going to make a pumpkin parfait.
Oh,
so
nice.
let's talk about the pumpkins first.
Okay.
As we were speaking about earlier, it's good if you want to cook a pumpkin and then puree it to make pumpkin pie, what have you. Don't use a jack-o'-lantern sized pumpkin. They're stringy in texture. They're really pale and kind of watery. They don't have a lot of flavor. So you want to look for what is often sold as a pie pumpkin or a sweet pumpkin. And they're usually between 2 and 3 pounds. These ones are about 2 1/4 each. And they're a lot faster to cook. And a little pro tip, if you find it hard to cut them open to roast them, microwave them for about 2 minutes. And it softens them just a bit. Any squash is great that way, like even an acorn squash.
What a great idea.
It just makes it so easy.
I struggle with that every single time because we just bought squash.
Yeah.
And you know, that first cut, right? Trying to get into it.
And you've got 911 on speed dial just in case.
Your family's like this watching in horror. Oh my God, he's going in.
So yeah, quick microwave is the solution. So this is a curried pumpkin soup, and I actually didn't use a pumpkin. I used canned pumpkin for this, and I
which is just as good,
really like it. You have to watch the labels. This one is organic, which is nice if that's important to people. You don't want pumpkin pie filling for anything. Never buy it. It's full of sugar. It's often, the seasoning seems a bit off to me, to my taste buds anyway. If you're on alternative sugars, like you want to use agave or stevia or maple syrup or whatever, so always stick with just the pure pumpkin. And so that's what's in this soup. And it's got some cumin, some coriander, coconut cream, so that it is a vegan soup, which is nice if that's important to people. And then to match up the flavor, a little toasted coconut on top.
Really?
Because cream soups really need a garnish for contrast of appearance, but also contrast of texture. So I really like toasted coconut as a garnish for soups.
So is this for me to
absolutely. Dive right in.
Okay. And you were saying, so this is something you could make ahead as well, easily, right?
This came out of my freezer this morning. And just,
oh my goodness.
Really delicious.
It's fantastic.
Good. I'll send you the recipe.
You talk to the viewers at home on your own.
And in case you're wondering, this is what the canned pumpkin looks like. So it's very much the same as if you were to cut up a pumpkin, but you don't have to go through all that effort of cooking it and pureeing it. So highly recommend that. So big fan of pumpkin pie, I really am, but sometimes I pie for breakfast is great, except there are people in my house that sneak down in the night, I swear, and eat the last piece. So my solution is to make more pumpkin at breakfast. So these are pumpkin pie biscuits, and I've got one there for you to taste. So it's just regular baking powder biscuit dough, rolled out flat, and then it's a mixture of pumpkin, this pumpkin puree again, with a little bit of maple syrup and the famous spices. Spread it on, roll it up, cut it, bake it. Simple, and you can even assemble those ahead of time and bake the morning of if you want to.
Nice.
And so you just get that nice flaky biscuit, but that same hit of pumpkin and spice that everybody loves.
Well, I guess this is great too if you have, extra dough, right? I mean, I remember my granny and my mom, if there's extra pie dough, they do the little roll. What do they call them again? With the cinnamon and sugar in the middle? It's
pinwheels, some people call them. So this is biscuit dough instead of pie dough, but absolutely you could make it with pie dough for sure. That's a great idea. So just another fun, and with the soup, dunking, really good. Pumpkin pie parfait, again, a twist. You mentioned keto. A lot of people love pie, but they're not eating flour, carbohydrates, so they can't really enjoy pumpkin pie. So this parfait, I do have gluten-free ginger cookies. They're made with almond meal, so they're okay for most people that are doing keto.
Of course,
And then this is, again, the same pureed pumpkin mixed with Greek yogurt and a little bit of honey, and then again the famous spices. So you're going to layer those two in this dish and squirt the whipped cream with abandon in between the layers.
Am I doing a couple of layers?
Oh yeah.
Like a peanut butter parfait kind of deal.
Absolutely.
I got it. Okay.
And yeah, and then whipped cream after the crumbs.
Oh, this is fun. And this would be great to get the kids involved with, too,
Absolutely. I was just
right?
going to say, set it up as a little buffet.
Derek, watch it. Don't hit the guest with the whipped cream.
Yeah, but I'm done after this segment. I'd say don't hit yourself.
Well, no, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. Okay, a little bit of that.
And I should mention, you can get coconut whipped cream now in a can as well.
Yes,
coconut
that's right.
cream. So that's a great option if you want to have it as a dairy-free version. You could throw in butterscotch baking chips if you wanted. That would be another fun element.
Yeah.
So there's really a lot of different things that you could put in there. You could add in some toasted coconut again. That would be a nice combo. So you can just layer them up.
Okay.
You could also make them ahead of time in little mason jars if you want to put the lids on. Great if you're taking dessert to someone's house.
That's a great idea.
So then you just pop the lids off and they're good to go. Wow, you are a whipped cream artiste. I am impressed.
Well, I don't mean to brag, Paula, but I have done the whipped cream a few times in my...
Yeah. So anyway, just a super fun version, and you need to stop at some point and take a bite and try it. It's all on you.
No, this is too much fun, Paula.
It's like my version of a sandbox.
You and I were chatting as well. There could be another season of Paula Roy's favorite foods. Is that a possibility?
We're talking.
You're in talks.
We're
I
in
like
talks,
this. Look at you.
Hopefully January. It's been, as you know, a very busy fall here at Rogers with the election coverage.
That's right.
And daytime coming back in real life. So hopefully everybody can catch their breath by January and get the trusty crew back in my kitchen.
Oh, absolutely looking forward to that. So let's go. We still have a little bit of time left here. So pick your brain. So it's the change of season. So when you start coming up with new recipes, what are you looking at now? Like when we go to the grocery store and we're looking for local, what should we be looking for?
Definitely all the squash, including pumpkin and so on. It's early for parsnips. They're best after a first hard frost. It changes the flavor and texture of them. Brussels sprouts are great right now, and they'll be good for a long time. Apples, of course, are just fantastic. It's been a really good year for our local apple growers, which is really nice.
Excellent news.
Some of the ever-bearing strawberries are still producing, although with these frosts, that's going to bring an end to that pretty soon. I don't know, anything that you think about for fall food, it's a bit richer, a bit heartier, a bit more comforting. Cauliflower, as you mentioned earlier, this is a great time of year for cauliflower. It's still really sweet and delicious and not $7 a head like it was a few years ago.
No kidding. Do you have a go-to meal at this time of year?
I don't have a go-to meal any time of year.
I guess
it's
not,
all new all the time. My husband's favorite
you love
line.
being creative,
he
right?
tastes something, he says, "This is delicious. I'm never going to have it again, am I?" It's very sad.
I can see that. So, I mean, do you build on some other recipes?
Absolutely.
Though,
like these biscuits, I've done them with taco filling and cheese, which Stan, our director, has made and loves them. You can do pizza biscuits. You can do ham and cheese, anything in a rolled up biscuit form. So that's one that I just think biscuits, and then I'll just pick whatever version I want.
All these recipes available on your website?
ConstantlyCooking.com.
There you go. ConstantlyCooking.com is the place to go. And again, Mondays at 9 p.m. right here on Rogers TV, and many repeats as well. So head over to rogerstv.com to find out the full schedule. We'll be back with more Daytime Ottawa right here on Rogers TV.